welcome back to Teaching Them. I'm Michael Keats, and I have a lesson for you today called Give It to God. Give it to God. The purpose of this lesson is to teach kids that they can take all their cares, their worries, their fears, their doubts, their anxieties to God, and they can put them in His hands. And so we want to give them a visual that'll help them to remember how to do that. So in order to do this particular lesson, I have a bowl of water. You might want a bigger bowl if you have a bigger group of kids. And then I have some paper, but this is a special kind of paper. It's water-soluble. So water-soluble paper, it'll dissolve once you put it into the water. And you might want to go on Amazon. You can order them. You can order them in big sheets and then kind of cut up the pieces that you want. Or you can actually order it in sizes about this size, which is smaller than a note card. Get some water-soluble paper, and then you'll be able to do the lesson. So here's the way I'd run it. I'd say, hey kids, any of you ever worry about things? Do you ever get afraid of things that might happen in the future? And maybe raise your hand, let them know that that's the response that you're looking for. And you'd say, yeah, me too. Me too. Sometimes I worry all the time, and I feel terrible inside, and I don't like that feeling. The Bible tells us that we don't have to just feel that way and have no choice about what we do about it. We can take those things to God. In fact, the Bible tells us in the book of 1 Peter that we can take all our cares to God. Now, Peter was a good friend of Jesus. He walked everywhere with Jesus, and he saw all the miracles that Jesus did, and he had lots of worries himself. He had a lot of hard times in his life, but he learned that he could turn to Jesus and he could give his cares to God, and that would help him to feel better and to know that God, who's all-powerful and all-knowing and all-loving, would be able to care for him and take good care of him during those times. So in his first letter that he wrote in the Bible, we can go to 1 Peter 5:7, and it says, "Give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares about you." Give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares about you. God loves you so much. He doesn't want you sitting there worried and fearful and doubting about the future. He says, bring those to me, give them to me, and I will help you to carry those. He said, you can cast your burdens on me. You can put the heavy things that you carry around on me. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'm going to give you a sheet of paper, and I'd like you to take a pencil, and I'd like you to write down something that you're worried about or something that you're fearful about. Or you can also think of maybe a bad memory that you have, that you wish that you didn't have that bad memory, or that God would take that bad memory and turn it into something good. So I'd like you to write it on here. I'm not going to ask you to share it. This is for you and God individually. And so you're going to take it and you're going to write it. And then if you want, for privacy, you can fold it in half. And then I'm going to give you an opportunity to bring it up here and to put it in this bowl. Now this bowl, I'm going to say it's filled with living water. So living water is a term that Jesus uses in the Bible. It refers to God's presence in our lives. And so we're going to say that we're going to put it in God's presence. We're going to give it to God. And so that's going to be a way that we can deal with that fear or that worry or that doubt or that bad memory. So then teachers, I would have them write down, and I wrote one down, and I'll just tell you, it says, I'm worried I won't have friends when we move. So maybe this is a child going through a transition. Their family's going to move. I live in Colorado, and kids go through this all the time because we've got several military bases here, and kids every 3 years, they're moving in and out of our community. And so this is a common worry that they have, is like, I made friends here, now I've got to move, and I'm worried about the future. So have them write it down, and they can fold it if they would like to for privacy. And then I would invite them up individually to come and put it in the water. And you might tell them, hey, make a little prayer as you do that. You might say, God, I'm giving this to you. I'm worried about it. It's making me feel bad inside, and I don't know what to do with it. And I just want to give it to you. And so I'm doing this to show you that I'm giving you this fear, this worry, this bad memory. So you can have them do that, and then you're going to have them place it in the water. And I'm going to switch the camera angle so that you can actually see what happens when I put it in there. All right, here we go. I'm going to put the the worry on top of the water. And then you'll watch and you'll see it dissolves. And that if you wrote in pencil, so this is a good teaching tip. If you write in pencil, then you can see that even the words kind of disappear. And if you write it in crayon, do not do that, because what happens is the wax in the crayon will persevere, and so you actually end up with the paper dissolved and the writing on top of the water. That's not good. So you can see that the paper's dissolved. The writing, I can still see the writing a little bit, but it just kind of floats on the water. And then as the kids continue to do it, this will become kind of a soupy goo. But it's a really good visual to show them how the memories can be given to God. And he says, yep, I'll take those from you. All right, so there is a fun illustration of how we can give our cares to God. One of the important things to mention is that sometimes those cares come back. So fears, worries, doubts, bad memories, those can come surfacing again. That is partially our human nature, and there may be some spiritual influence, spiritual evil that is happening there that is impacting the kids and bringing those bad fears and doubts and worries and bad memories to mind on a regular basis. So teach the kids to, every time they feel that, they can remember this illustration and they can take that care and give it to God. Just lay it at his feet. Just trust him with it. Say, God, I'm giving this to you. This is making me feel bad inside. My stomach's churning. My heart's racing. My mind is worried. And I want to give this to you. I want to trust you with it. And teach them that they have to do it over and over and over again. That's how the peace of God is built in their lives. It is a skill that we have to develop, because the worries can be overwhelming. They can consume us, but we can go to God every time and we can give him our fears and our worries, our doubts and our bad memories. And then he will lovingly take those and he will transform them. And he'll give us peace and joy in exchange for those. So I encourage you to use this lesson. Please leave me comments. Let me know how it goes with your team. If you find innovative ways to improve upon it, that's great. If you want to print out the lesson, you can go to www.teachingthem.org. All right, it's called Give It to God. God bless you. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time.